probably set the focus and the zoom before I start filming. Hey guys, it's me, I'm back. I'm in a bit of a better place than I was yesterday. As you can see, I got dressed today. I actually have, they look like pajamas. Trust me, this is a hoodie, t-shirt, I've got jeans and shoes. I've actually got clothes on today. And I washed my hair, so you know, baby steps. Today is actually something I'm pretty excited about. So I've mentioned in a previous video, this Vlogmas, one of the things I've gotten into this year is 3D printing. There's probably some b-roll here of all the 3D printed stuff in my office. Yeah, I got into 3D printing this year and I started with my first review of a 3D printer, and I have to give so many thanks to 3D Prima and Prima Creator for sending me this printer to review. The review is already up on my channel and you can find the written review at Mobile Tech Talk. This is not a sponsored thing or anything like that, though, you know, if you want to send me some sponsorship money, I will happily oblige. No, this is the things I love about 3D printing, whether they be functional prints or fun prints. All of the ones I'm showing you here today are fun prints, apart from one, which is right at the end, but I have to move the camera and stuff like that. So everything you're going to see in front of this camera is a fun print, and the last thing is going to be a functional one. So, starting off, is this Rick's portal gun from Rick and Morty. Just, yeah. Yeah, and the knob twists and everything like this. No painting was done to this. I did white PLA, fluorescent green PLA, black PLA, and red PLA, and it was printed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was printed in 9 parts, all super glued together. If I get it in close, you can see it's really not perfect. If I there you go, so you can see a seam there. And up top, it's not much better. At the front, there's like the super glue marks, because this is one of the first things I printed in multiple pieces. Aside from that, let's try to fix focus. Aside from that, this is really fun. This isn't mine, this is actually a friend's. And I just keep forgetting to give it to him every time we go out. Mainly because every time we go out, we go to the pub, and bringing a portal gun to a pub is probably not the smartest thing to do. But if you want to print your own one of these, on screen now will be the link to where I downloaded it from. I believe I got it on my mini factory, and this is full size, even on my small printer. So the printer I have has a build volume of 120 millimeters cubed, which I think is like 4.6 inches, so just under 5 inches cubed, and you can print this. It takes a while. Trust me, it takes a long while, but I think this is definitely worth it. It's actually for my sister's wedding. I don't know if you can... No. There we go. Dom, 28th of October 2017. That's the day my sister got married. And this is my custom mug. Moving on to number 2. Now this one is also, I believe, from my mini factory, but it might be from Thingiverse. Either way, like I said, I'll put the link here so you can download it yourself. But this is a bust of David Bowie, and oh my god, you don't want to see me, but you do want to see David. This is why I shouldn't be allowed cameras, people. There you go. Yeah. This was printed in, I believe, Prima Value Silver PLA, which is actually the PLA that came with the printer. Got really close there, sorry. It's actually the PLA that came with the printer, and it's slightly metallic-y, so it's got like little bits of glitter in it. It looks really nice, and I'll probably end up ordering some more of it. The machine printing next to me right now is loud, and I'm sorry. Because I forgot that I was shooting again today, despite the fact that I'm shooting every day. I'm also shooting, printing with Prima Value PLA there as well. So this David Bowie bust is not perfect. So again, this is one of the earlier models I printed. If I go up here and I can get David's chin. There you go. So you can see his chin and the underside of his ears and the bottom of his hair. They're a bit droopy. They're not quite all there. And if you go underneath, So all these underhangs, there was no support on this. So I had to clean those up, and again, it was one of the first things I did. So I wasn't all that great at it. But once again, I will probably reprint this in the future. I'm not sure. I love this. I love David Bowie, and having a David Bowie bust on my shelf is something that I love seeing every day. Next up is actually something really cool. I showed it in the previous video. It's this. It is my Kryptonite arrowhead, and I actually designed this. I modelled this. I know for a fact this one's on My Mini Factory because I put it there. And it's only available on my Mini Factory, at least my version of it is. Someone's probably made their own model as well. So this is actually an actual arrow. So I have a little quiver down here with normal arrows. I took a pair of calipers, measured the shaft, and then I got a screen cap of Oliver shooting the arrow, and the casing falls off, and you see this. And I thought, I've got to make this. This is so cool. This is without a shadow of a doubt the hardest thing I have ever printed. And again, this didn't come out perfect either, and this is something I printed last week before. So again, if I bring it up close, if I figure out how autofocus on cameras works, there we go. So you can see it's still a bit stringy on the inside. It's not perfect, and because I only printed one, the tip, no, don't focus on me. Don't focus on me. I give up. Because I only printed one, if I'd printed multiple, this wouldn't have been an issue. As it gets higher and higher and higher, it doesn't get enough time to cool the plastic below, so the tip is kind of droopy. Either way, this is awesome. I'm very tempted to make an entire quiver full of these, but until I do that, this actually has its own place in my office. So if I move out the way, and so I can see it whenever I want. A functional print. This is something I really, really like. And last of the fun prints, again, not the functional one, last of the fun one is Surprise Katana! Yeah! I've got, so this is printed in 7 pieces. It's part 5, part 4, part 3, part 2, part 1, and then the handles in 2 pieces. This is held together with, I think I put nails in this one because I ran out of the right size pins. This one's actually got a bit more heft to it. If I, once again, bring it a bit close, really got to get better at this whole holding things up for the camera. Will he ever get it? There we go. So you can see I've put sports tape wrap over the handle. So when it's handled, it gets a bit dirtier, a bit grimier. Look, it sounds a bit disgusting, but it really adds a sort of weathering effect. Something I really like. Again, these are only 70% scale. This is as big as my printer could go, even when cut into pieces. My new printer I've got coming can build one of these full size, no issue. And yes, I will be printing one of these full size. I actually have 2 down here. This is obviously white PLA. I've got another one in gold PLA. And I just finished a 3rd one for one of my brothers, which has a green PETG handle. So the same green I used for the Kryptonite, and made the blade green, and the handle out of black PLA also wrapped partly in the sports tape. I think that one looks really cool as well. So that has been it for all the fun prints. Let's have a look at the functional one. Sorry for the noise, guys. The 3D printer is right there. We are kind of underneath it. But as you can see, I 3D printed a joiner for these pieces of wood, which made a table. So these are pretty cool. The leg is slightly bent because someone's moved my desk over, so they've moved the bottom leg in a bit. That's fine, that can be fixed. But yeah, it's a table held up with 3D printed joiners. This is something I definitely didn't think would be able to be done, but hey, I'm happy to be proved wrong sometimes. So that has been it. That has been my why I enjoy 3D printing and my 5 favorite prints so far. I love 3D printing because even if you're pretty talentless or have pretty much no design sense, you can still create some amazing stuff. And whether you are printing off a dragon or, well, dropping a dragon, a Batman bust, or a katana, any one of those things can then make you go, well, I wonder what I can do. And that little spark there, that really helps. I didn't create this sword, but I did create the arrowhead. Sure, I had some inspiration from the TV show, but that's still my model. I don't have it on me anymore because I've sold my old camera, but I made a bracket for my camera to let me see myself in front of the camera, because the way the screen on my old camera worked is I couldn't see myself. I made an extension for a socket because the new socket I got was too deep for the internal wall, so I made a spacer. These are all things I've done that are incredibly basic, and I'm fine with them being basic because there's something I weren't able to do before. Will I get better? Hopefully. Sure, I am sure I'll get better. But where I am now is pretty fun in the 3D printing space, and I've got some other stuff in the pipeline that hopefully you guys will see soon. So that has been it for day 3 of the day 4? Wow. That's been it of day 4 of the 12 days of Vlogmas so far, which is all about 3D printing. You can find me at mobile_dom, everywhere important, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all of those. You can always find me at mobile_dom. Until tomorrow, see you guys.